What's up? Alright, so my name is Jeff Edmonds, and this speech is on the persuasive speech. Okay, music has the ability to affect all types of people in all types of ways. Whether you're happy, you're sad, or angry, there's always the type of music that you can relate to. This past week I learned a lot about J. Cole and his life, and I've come to the conclusion that he should be considered the #1 artist out in the game right now. His story, his albums, and him as a person are what set him apart from other rappers. First, we're going to talk about his upbringing. He was born in Germany to a black father and a white mother. This is where he gets his many different aspects of racial issues that are going on today. They later got a divorce and moved back home to North Carolina with his mom to an all-black trailer park. This was the scariest place that he'd ever had to live. In the 5th grade, his mom got remarried and moved to a nicer house where he had his own room, and this is the first time he got exposure to music. According to J. Cole, I had privacy to listen to music, rap in front of a mirror, write, and daydream. Family life wasn't terrible, but it was good to be able to close the door and just be alone. When he grew up, he moved to New York to get a higher education and to help take his career off. He went to St. John's University where he majored in communication and got a minor in business, and he graduated magna cum laude, which is a very prestigious award. It was then in New York that his career really, took off. His first mixtape, The Come Up, was produced in 2007. It was after this mixtape that he got signed and recognized by fellow rapper Jay-Z and got signed to Roc Nation. After the warm-up, he produced Friday Night Lights and the warm-up in 2010. In 2011, he produced his first album, Cold World, The Sideline Story, and it debuted #1 on the US Billboard 200, and it sold 218,000 copies in the first week. His next album, Born Sinner, also reached this status of #1 on the Billboard. But it wasn't until his most recent album that set him apart from others. This album, 2014, Forest Hill Drives, went certified platinum, which is a very prestigious award for many artists and their records. According to DJ Booth, the vice president of DJBooth.net, this is the first album to ever go platinum without any features. Every track was all J. Cole and no other person, which really sets him apart. Record sales don't necessarily correlate to how well of an artist you are. It also has to do with your message and how you are as a person. J. Cole expresses empathetic lyricism and true soul music in his work, and his raps usually are concerned with real life issues. On one of his things, Be Free, he performed on David Letterman Live, and this particular song deals with the turmoil that was occurring in Ferguson, Missouri, with the black officer, the black person being shot by the white officer. In Sideline Story, he compares a video game artist to a civil rights activist, which kind of shows how intelligent he is being able to do this. Also, one of the favorite quotes I learned from him was he said it took 29 years for him to learn that what's going to bring him happiness isn't in the form of anything material. It's the love and compassion that you show one another. As a matter of fact, J. Cole doesn't even own a car. He drives his bike through New York City because, like he said, he doesn't believe in having materialistic items. He's a great influence on kids, getting an education and doing all this. This is a 12-year-old wrote to him, as many fans do, and asked if he would attend her graduation. And he said as long as she got into a 4-year degree, he would go to her graduation and be there since his parents couldn't because they were in prison. Well, she did graduate and got into a 4-year degree, so J. Cole, as promised, went to her graduation and supported him. But he did much more than this. He also paid for her tuition and books in college. Just showing what kind of character he is and being able to give back to this community. When most people think about rap, they think about drugs, thugs, and violence. And while yes, J. Cole does rap about this, his music does much more than that. He makes you think about real life and how we can be better as a society. In his song "Love Yours," it talks about loving your life and not worrying about all the little things that happen and just being happy and thankful that you're alive. His upbringing, his album, and his messages to kids are all what really separate him from being the #1. And there's a story he talked about in the 1st grade. He got a teacher, and asked the teacher what he got on his test, and she said, "Well, why does it matter what you got?" And he said, "Well, I want to be the best." And it was this attitude and this mindset that will continue to set J. Cole apart from the rest. Thank you.